Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy new moon in Taurus. I am very happy to be here right now. I had a very long day and I literally just got back to my house like 15 minutes ago and wolfed down some food because I got stuck in traffic. I was just teaching another yoga class in person before this. So it's been kind of a long and busy day, but I have conserved some of my energy to make sure I could make it to this live stream tonight. So thank you for joining me. If you have come to any of my new moon classes before, I do this every month during the new moon. So it's a free class that I just do for funsies and to kind of, reach more people and hopefully gain some new friends and new people to do yoga with me on my YouTube channel and other sort of online things that I do. So, my name is Al, by the way, if you don't know me, and thank you for coming. We celebrate the new moon every month as sort of a new beginning and a time to sort of start fresh from, whatever has happened over the last 28 days or so throughout the last moon cycle. This is an opportunity to kind of start new and really like find your energy and your power as you move into the next phase of your life. So that is sort of the goal of our new moon flow always to energize and to sort of bring life into whatever's coming next in your life. This particular class falls on the new moon in Taurus. So I want to focus a little bit on that like Taurian energy of this like stability and how can we find strength in stillness and find peace in the present moment and exactly where we are. So often in our lives, we are like striving for the next thing, striving for action, and like just trying to make everything go, go, go all at once. And I think this Taurian energy, this like earthy, fixed energy is really inviting us to be strong and be powerful as we always are during the new moon, but have a little bit of peace with where we are and come to terms with wherever we are on our journey and understanding that that is exactly where we are meant to be. So, we will be moving through powerfully as always, doing some challenging poses and bringing lots of life and movement into this practice. But just, be aware of that as we move through this idea of being content with where you are in your journey. And if something isn't feeling right for you on your mat, maybe dialing it back a little and just being okay with whatever each pose looks like for you tonight. And yeah, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to start playing some music. You should see a little chat in the little YouTube window if you're watching this on YouTube or on the YouTube app. So feel free to put in a little note if you have any questions or if like I put on the music too loud, which I will try not to, but I struggle with like getting the right balance of volume. So just let me know if it's too loud or too quiet and I can adjust accordingly as we go. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. I'm actually gonna do a little grounding first and then we'll get the music going. So go ahead and take a comfortable seat on your mat. You notice my cat coming to sit with me during class. Don't be shocked. Like I mentioned, I haven't been home all day, so he might want to come hang out with us during our yoga class tonight. But wherever you are, go ahead and find your comfortable seat and just lower your hands down to your knees or down by your sides. And we'll just take a couple deep breaths here to settle in and start to become aware of how your body is feeling tonight. So all together, let's take a big breath in through the nose And out through the mouth. And let's continue with that long, deep breath and just allow yourself to be still here for a few moments. I feel like I kind of just logged into this live stream full of like this momentum and energy of everything that I've done today. And like I mentioned, it's been a really busy day and I've been kind of on the go, go, go throughout the day. And this is kind of the first time I'm really just sitting here, being still, being present with myself in my own space. So, if you've maybe had a similar sort of day where it's been really chaotic, there's a lot going on, just allow yourself to appreciate the stillness here. Appreciate this kind of grounding that we feel when we step on our mat and start to get in touch with our breath and just start to slow down a little bit. We will kind of speed things up as we go through class, but part of our yoga practice is finding this stillness and being able to sit with it and be present with it. Stillness is kind of a big theme for this new moon. So, although this will be a power flow and we'll find some movement, I think I'm going to try to move through a little bit of stillness too, and maybe a little more challenging stillness than what we're doing right now. But just being aware of how kind of stillness and movement interact in our practice and in our lives. Even when we find stillness, there are still things kind of moving within us. So our thoughts, our breath, our blood flowing through our body. Let's take one more deep breath right here. And go ahead and start to blink the eyes open if you had closed them. And let's just start to find some gentle movement to start to warm up the shoulders, spine, and neck. So a big breath in, sweep the arms up. And with an exhale, take your hands to heart. Just like that. Inhale, sweep up. Big breath out, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, extend both hands up high. Exhale, right hand lowers, left arm reaches over left ear. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right arm over right ear. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left arm, left ear. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left arm, left ear. Inhale, reach up, interlace your fingers, and extend your palms out towards the front of the room. Drawing the shoulder blades away from one another, maybe tucking the chin a little bit. And breathing. With a breath in, lift the palms, lift the gaze, open the heart. And exhale, palms reach forward. Continue with that on the breath. So inhale to reach. Exhale, palms come forward. And just continue with that. I'm just going to check on this chat. I did start the music, so I'm just counting on somebody to let me know if you guys can't hear me. It feels really loud in my ears, but I don't know how it feels for you. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms forward. Inhale up and exhale, melt the hands away from each other to either side of you. Walk the hands out in front of you. Let's come onto all fours. So aligning your shoulders over your wrists and your hips right over your knees. And we'll take a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round through the spine, look back between the arms to the tops of the thighs. Inhale, drop the belly, lift your gaze. And exhale to round. Continue with that on the breath. So starting, a little bit slow, a little bit gentle here, but kind of starting to get into our flow and get the hang of coordinating our breathing with our movement. 3 more breaths just like this. And then come to stillness, neutral tabletop position. From your tabletop, press into the tops of your feet and hover the knees just a tiny little bit off the mat. So starting to kick on the core here, and notice the strength in your shoulders and hugging the belly button in towards your spine. And with a breath out, release the knees back down. Start to walk the hands forward, shift your hips back to child's pose, just for a couple breaths here. Going in a minute, but I just want to take a moment here to remind you that this pose is always available to you. So if we start moving and you feel like you need a little break, you're always welcome to come back here. Anytime we go through a downward dog and you feel like you need a break, you can always come right back here to child's pose. All right, we'll make our way back up to our tabletop position. This time, curl the toes under, hover the knees, and pause here. So your hips are still right over your knees. Belly button is hugging in towards your spine. Notice if the shoulders are rounding or your chest is dropping. Try to keep everything nice and neutral here. And hold for 3, 2, and with a breath out, extend the legs, shift the hips up and back to downward dog. Take a breath in here and a breath out. And we'll just take a couple rounds of breath to pedal out the feet. Just find your alignment in your down dog. So nice long spine, head is right in line with your shoulders. Belly is drawing back towards your thighs. You can always have a slight bend in the knees here. And then bend into both knees, look up to your hands, and walk the feet forward, landing in a forward fold. Release your head and neck. Fingers can be tented on the mat, flat on the mat, or you can grab opposite elbows. Just give yourself a moment here to stretch out the hamstrings, release through the spine. It's nice and slow for this first round, and then we'll pick up the pace. Inhale, halfway lift. So hands come to your shins or tops of the thighs and crown reaches forward. Nice, flat, long back. Breath out, release into your forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms up high. And exhale, take your hands to heart. Take a breath in here. And a big breath out. Inhale, fingers reach up, and exhale, hinge forward from your hips to your forward fold. Plant the hands, step both feet back to a plank and hold. So just checking in with your plank because we'll come back through this shape a few times today. We want to just make sure that we have this alignment in order before we kind of move through it more quickly. So just check that your shoulders are over your wrists. Maybe even bend into the knees a little bit, almost like you're going towards a push-up, and then draw the elbows in towards each other. That will really activate your triceps. Press the heels back. Glutes are squeezed in, abs are squeezed in. Nice long line from the crown of your head to the heels. And then with control, we'll start to bend into the elbows and slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you land, put the tops of the feet down and inhale to press into the hands and lift your head and heart for a baby cobra. Just pause here for a couple breaths, hugging the elbows in towards your sides, opening the heart, and just feeling that nice stretch and strength in the low back. And with a breath out, release back down to your belly. Curl the toes under, press up through all fours or through your plank, and then shift the hips up and back to downward dog. Take a breath in here, and a breath out. Bend into the knees, look up to the hands, and step or hop to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release to your fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, crown reaches forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. Take a breath in. And exhale, lower down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, press up through plank. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Another big breath in. And a breath out. Bend into the knees, look up to the hands, and step up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, crown reaches forward. Exhale to release. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step the feet back to plank. And with an exhale, lower down all the way, or this time, pause halfway in chaturanga. With your breath in, open up to your upward dog, or go back to that baby cobra if you'd like. And exhale to downward dog. So we're going to be moving through several sequences, and that little flow right there, that little vinyasa, you have plenty of options to move through. So you don't need to do our full, vinyasa with the chaturanga. So that's kind of that half push-up, up dog to down dog. Oh my goodness, my cat's tail is all over this. Sorry. Anyways, what I was saying was you can take any of those options in our vinyasa. So you're welcome to take the knees down for your push-up. You can go down to your belly or do the chaturanga, up dog or baby cobra. And you can even land in child's pose if you need to take a rest from down dog. All right, so let's move through that again, and we'll start to continue building some heat. Bend into the knees, look forward to the hands, and step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Bend into the knees, look up to the hands, step or hop to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. With the exhale, this time bend into your knees and take your hands to heart for chair pose and hold. Knees right over the ankles here. So let's just check in, belly button into the spine. So notice if you're arching the back, try to keep it nice and long. Gaze is probably just a little bit in front of your mat. Notice if the knees are splaying out, try to squeeze them in towards each other. And breathing. One more big breath in. And with the breath out, forward fold. Plant the hands, set the feet back. Take a breath in your plank. And with the exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Bend into the knees, look up to the hands. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, chair pose again, bending into those knees, hands to heart. This time we're going to shift the weight into that right foot. So hovering the left foot off the mat, and then starting to extend it behind you. So just pausing here, kind of halfway to our warrior three, and then go ahead and step that foot back. So we're in a high lunge with the hands at heart. Inhale, reach the hands up high, and exhale to settle. Just finding your alignment, finding your balance here in this high lunge shape. And then lift the fingertips, maybe open the heart, lift the gaze a little bit. Take a big breath in. And exhale, fold forward, frame the front foot, and step the front foot back to your plank. Take a breath in. And exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Bend into the knees, look up to the hands, step or hop to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart, bend the knees, chair pose. Holding here. Finding that strength. Noticing your breath as we find stillness again here. And then start to shift the weight into that left foot this time and extend the right leg behind you. With control, lower the right foot down, landing in a high lunge. Inhale, fingers reach up high, and exhale, just settle into this shape. Take another breath here. With the inhale, reach up, lift the gaze, open the heart. And with a big breath out, fold forward to frame the front foot. Step the front foot back to your plank. And hold in your plank this time. Option to tap the knees down if you need a little rest. But just trying to stay nice and strong here. Strong and still. Take a breath in. And exhale to downward dog. Take a breath in. And out. In and out. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky, finding your three-legged dog. Exhale, take the right knee towards the nose and plant that right foot between the hands for runner's lunge. Press down through your left hand and peel the right arm up to the sky, finding a simple twist here. And we breathe. Stacking the shoulders, opening the heart. And with a breath out, frame that front foot. Inhale, take both arms up high to your high lunge. And with the exhale, tap that back foot down onto the mat. Inhale, lift the back knee. Sorry, I said back foot, I meant back knee. Exhale, tap the back knee down. Inhale, lift the back knee. One more time. Exhale, tap the knee down. Take a breath in. And with the exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg and fold over it for a half split. So you can flip the top of the back foot down if you'd like. Maybe slide that heel a little farther forward if it feels good for you. And just finding a stretch here in the hamstring. So a little bit of a breather here, kind of an active rest. Making sure we kind of stretch out the legs real nice, like we did with the spine in our sun salutations. And then go ahead and walk the hands back forward to frame the foot. Curl the back toes under, hover that back knee, and step the front foot back to your plank. Breath in, exhale, downward dog. Inhale, shift back to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to nose, and then plant the foot between the hands for your lunge. Press through the right hand, peel the left hand up to the sky, stacking the shoulders, fingertips reaching up nice and high. Notice if you're caving in the hips at all. So is the right hip kind of caving down farther than left? Try to keep it nice and lifted. Staying strong in that front leg, nice and long in the back leg. And with a breath out, release the left hand, frame the front foot. Inhale, come up to stand in your high lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, tap the back knee down. Inhale, lift the back knee. Exhale, tap the back knee down. Inhale, lift the back knee. One more time, exhale, tap the back knee down. And this time, straighten that front leg and fold forward over it. Put the top of the back foot down. And just find your half split here, stretching out the other hamstring. Giving yourself a chance to breathe, checking in with how you feel. We're already working really hard. So just taking this moment of stillness to appreciate yourself for that. Stay right there. And from here, bend into that front knee to frame the front foot again. Curl the back toe under and hover the back knee. Step the front foot back to your plank and hold. Now, just like we did earlier, bend a little bit into those elbows, draw the elbows towards each other, and then kind of re-straighten into them. That will help you to activate your triceps here, and you'll definitely feel a little more activation in the arms, maybe a little bit of shaking. One more breath in here. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Bend into the knees, look up to the hands, and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, take your hands to heart. Now we're going to move into sort of a variation, very loose variation of a moon salutation. So we'll be kind of flowing from one end of the mat to the other and then making our way back. I'm going to mirror you for this one. So I'm going to do my opposite foot because we're going to be facing this way a lot. And I just want it to be kind of easy to follow. So we're going to shift the weight into the right foot and start to hover the left foot off the mat, drawing the left knee in towards the chest. And then start to hinge forward from your hips, taking the gaze down and extending the left heel out behind you. Left toes pointing down, so we're in a warrior 3. Activate the glutes to lift that back heel any amount higher. And then bend into the front knee and place the left toes down on the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And exhale, open up to warrior 2. So your right foot is out in front, right knee is over the right ankle and drawing out towards the pinky side edge of the toes. The left toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat. So the feet are kind of perpendicular to each other. And arms extend out long, gaze over those right fingertips. I hope I said my lefts and rights correctly in that. I may have mixed them up. I hope you know what I meant. I struggle with my lefts and rights often. All right, take a big breath in and reverse your warrior. Straighten through that front leg and turn the front toes in so both feet are parallel to each other. Now we just have this right arm up in the sky. So go ahead and extend the right arm over the right ear and let the left hand slide down the left leg. Reach back up to stand. Extend the other arm up and exhale to your forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold here. Just giving yourself a couple breaths to sort of rest, release, let go. And then we'll walk the hands over towards the left foot, so the foot that's at the back of your mat, and start to bend into the left knee. So finding a nice hip opener here. The right toes might point up towards the sky if you have space to deepen any more into this Skandasana. If you lifted those toes, go ahead and lower the foot back down, and then start to walk the hands so that they're framing the left foot and you're facing towards the back of your mat. So kind of a reverse runner's lunge here from the side that we started on. The left foot should be out in front. And then from here, step the left foot back and hover it out behind you. So not landing that left foot all the way down, but finding a plank with your left foot hovered. Take the left knee towards the left elbow and hold there. Or plank. Extend the left foot back, toes pointing down, heel reaching out behind you. Left knee comes towards right elbow, so crossing it over your body. And then extend. One more breath in, and then go ahead and lower the left toes down. So we're in a regular old plank here. And hold for 3. 1. Downward dog. Big breath in. And a breath out. Another big breath in. And out. All right. So we're going to do that whole sequence in reverse to make our way back to the top of the mat, okay? So go ahead and shift forward to your plank and hold. And hover the back toes up off the mat. Take that left knee towards your right elbow. And then extend the leg. Left knee to left elbow. And extend. And then take the knee towards your chest and plant the foot between the hands for runner's lunge. Start to walk the hands to the inside of the foot and return through that Skandasana. So the back foot might come back down to point towards the long edge of the mat, or it might come back up to the sky. Just taking a couple breaths here. And then we'll walk our hands back to center for our wide-legged forward fold. Start to roll yourself up to stand. Sweep both arms up high. And then lower your left hand here. Left hand comes down the leg. Right arm extends over right ear. And then reach it back up. We're going to adjust the feet, so we're coming back to our reverse warrior shape. So turning the right toes back towards the front of the mat and bending into that knee and finding our reverse warrior. Might widen the stance a little bit here if that feels good for you. And then arms come back to a T for warrior 2. Breathing here, super strong in the legs. So notice if you're trying to kind of ease out of it. Keep that bend nice and deep as you can. Try to challenge yourself a little bit here. Make this stillness challenging. And then we'll flip ourselves back up to our high lunge. So coming back up onto the back toes and both arms reach up high. And then we're going to come back through our warrior 3. So shifting the weight into that front leg, coming up off the back toes, and coming through this warrior 3 shape. Keep the back leg aligned, toes pointing down, heel pointing up, hips even. And then with control, we'll lower that back leg to meet the right. And take a big breath here in our mountain pose. Notice how you feel. So just give yourself a moment here, feet hips width apart, to be still. Find stillness, catch your breath, check in with yourself. How did that feel for you? How did the stillness feel? How did the movement feel? Notice how stillness can sometimes be just as challenging as kind of the fast movement. If we're kind of holding something that's very challenging, like those core plank shapes, taking the knees into the elbow, all that good stuff. All right, we're gonna take this on the other side. So I'm gonna go to the other side of my mat so I can still stay facing you as I mirror you. Feel free to stay right where you are, or go to the other side of your mat if you need to be facing the screen. But we'll start to shift the weight into that left foot and hover the right knee in towards the chest. Just finding your balance here to start. If you need to find a point in the wall in front of you to focus on, that can be really helpful sometimes. And then we'll start to shift forward, lower the gaze. Keep the spine nice and long as you extend the right heel out behind you and then up towards the sky. Right toes are pointing down. Keep the shoulder blades drawn together. So notice if you're rounding in the spine, try to keep the heart nice and lifted here. And then with control, we'll bend into the left knee and lower the right toes down onto the mat. Inhale, reach the fingers up high. Exhale, warrior two. Left foot is out in front, left knee is over left ankle, left knee is drawing towards the pinky side edge of the left foot. Arms extended out long. Right foot, toes pointing towards the long edge of the mat, so feet perpendicular to each other. And we are so strong here. Super strong in our stillness. And we're breathing. And we're sinking a little deeper into that front knee, challenging ourselves here. With a breath in, reverse your warrior. And then we'll straighten through that front knee and turn the toes so that they're all pointing towards the long edge of the mat. Finding that big side bend here. Left fingertips come up high. Right fingertips reach up to meet them. And with a big breath out, release to your forward fold. If you'd like to take a little variation for this one, you might interlace the fingers at the low back and extend the knuckles up to the ceiling, drawing the shoulder blades together. Just a little heart opener here. Can be a nice little extra shoulder stretch for you. Whew. And with your next breath out, release the hands and start to walk them over towards that right foot, bending into the right knee. And then the left toes can come up towards the sky, if that feels good for you. Just finding this nice hip opening stretch. Couple breaths here. And then we'll make our way to our runner's lunge facing the back of the mat. So if those toes are lifted, lower the sole of the foot back down, and then just start to walk your hands over towards your right foot to frame the right foot. Finding your runner's lunge here. Once you arrive, we'll press into the hands, hover that knee, and extend the right leg back, but not landing the right toes. So balancing on our hands, on the ball of our left foot, nice and strong in our plank. I'm sure that some people watching this are kind of lifting their hips a little towards a three-legged dog sort of shape. Try to keep those hips nice and low, nice and in line with everything else. Strong in the core, strong in that back leg. Go ahead and take the right knee towards the right elbow and pause. Extend the right leg. Right knee, left elbow and pause. Extend the left leg. And then lower the left toes down. Sorry, the right toes down. And shift the hips up and back to downward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here. If you need a child's pose to kind of shake out the wrists, it would be a good time for it. Just going to take a couple moments to reset here before we make our way back to the top of the mat. Whew. All right, from your downward dog, start to shift the weight forward into your plank and hold here, finding your strength, and then hover the right toes up off the mat. Knee to left elbow, crossing over your body and hold. Right leg extends. Right knee to right elbow, hold. Right leg extends. Right knee towards the chest, and then plant the foot between the hands for your runner's lunge. Start to walk the hands to the inside of the right foot, and toes all rotate towards the long edge of the mat for a skandasana. So bent into that right knee, hands down, left toes might go up towards the ceiling. Just finding that little hip opener for a couple breaths here. And then we'll lower the sole of the left foot back down and start to walk the hands back to center for a forward fold. Wide-legged fold here. Releasing the head, releasing the neck. Maybe interlacing the fingers there and extending knuckles up high. Just finding anything here that feels good. Start to roll your way up, reach both arms up and overhead, and we'll take that right hand down to the right leg, extend the left arm over the left ear for that nice big side bend. And we'll transition this into our reverse warrior. So me taking a little bit of the weight out of that leg first, pointing the left toes back towards the front of your mat, bending into the knee, and just adjusting the feet into your reverse warrior shape. Arms come back to a T, warrior two. Strong here. So finding that stillness, finding that alignment of knee over the ankle. Notice if it's caving in. Notice if you're trying to ease out of this. Just be strong here for a few more breaths. You got this. With the next inhale, we'll flip back up to our high lunge. So coming back onto the back toes, arms sweep up. And with an exhale, I almost said fold forward. We're gonna go through our warrior three one more time. So shift back onto that front foot. Hands come to heart. And fly through your warrior three. Lifting the heel, squeezing the glutes. So strong. And then with control, we'll lower that right foot right next to the left and land in your mountain pose. Take a big, big breath in here. And a long breath out. Great job. All right, I have one more little challenge for you, and then we'll start to cool it down, okay? So from your mountain pose at the top of the mat, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, set the feet back to plank. You guessed it. And pause here. All right, so from your plank, we're gonna take a breath in. And then with the exhale, lower your knees as if you're going towards a tabletop shape, but don't actually plant the knees down. Keep them a little bit hovered on the mat. So you might want to adjust your hands a little bit just to make this feel right. And then we're going to straighten back into our plank and go back to downward dog. So we'll move through that with the breath. So inhale to plank, exhale to your hovering tabletop shape. Inhale to plank, exhale downward dog. Inhale to plank, exhale hovering table. Inhale to plank, exhale downward dog. Inhale to plank, exhale hovering table. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward dog. 3 more. Don't let your form be compromised here. Just moving with your breath. You know the sequence. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 1 more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, table. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. Go ahead and drop the knees down. Take them as wide as the mat with your toes together. And come to a wide knee child's pose. Breathing. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful work. If you found that hard, it was. I don't know where that burst of energy came from, but I feel like this was kind of one of my harder new moon classes that I've done so far. So you are strong as heck for making it through that. Good job. From your child's pose, walk the hands over towards the right, just getting a nice little side stretch in here. Walk the hands back through center, and then over to the left. Walk the hands back through center, and release for 3 long breaths here. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and press ourselves back up through tabletop, and we'll make our way onto our backs. So go ahead and come onto your sit bones, soles of the feet down, and release down onto your spine. Hands can come on either side of you. Take the knees together and walk the feet as wide as the mat. So just letting the knees fall in towards each other, just giving the low back a little rest here. And then windshield wiper the knees from one side to the other. A little release here. Just also kind of massaging out the glutes a little bit if they're a little bit sore. Starting to cool ourselves down. And then go ahead and come to stillness. Take the knees in towards your chest and let both knees fall over towards the right side. Arms extend out to a T. Just finding a nice little twist here. And releasing. I feel like I need a more low-key song for this part. That's a little better. All right, so still in our nice, lovely twist. Just breathing, releasing. And then we'll take the knees to the other side. So back through center, fall over to the left, and release. And just check in with how you feel here. So, you know, we moved through a lot of challenging poses in our flow today. And some of them were simply challenging just because we held them. Just being on your hands and wrists for a long time is always kind of tough. And if you're here, then you stuck through it, which is wonderful. So, you know, give yourself a pat on the back for that, whether you're physically giving yourself a pat on the back or just, you know, in your mind saying, hey, you did a good job. Like, I appreciate you. It's pretty cool what our bodies are capable of. Sometimes we forget how much we are physically able to do. And even if your poses didn't look, exactly like mine or exactly like somebody else doing this practice, just know that for making it through the class, you did an amazing thing for yourself, for your body, and that's worth being proud of. Go ahead and take the knees back to the chest and extend the legs out long. We're going to take a few final minutes here to rest, so just give yourself a chance to settle in here and breathe. And once again, finding this music a little too upbeat for the vibe we're going for. I have to use like royalty-free music for YouTube, so that's why this is a whole situation here, but I'm gonna find something that is a little more mellow for our Shavasana. So as you start to settle in, just allow yourself to return to your natural breathing. And allow yourself to just be present with yourself for these last few minutes. So, we're always in such a rush to kind of get to the next thing, to move on to the rest of our day. Always just kind of give yourself an opportunity to be with yourself for a few final minutes. And just notice whatever is going on, whatever is coming up for you. Whatever feelings are arising in you, whatever thoughts you have about how that class went, or whatever you have to do next in the day, just let it drift away for these next few minutes. Just be with yourself. Just know that right here on your mat, right now, is exactly where you are meant to be. Wherever you are right now is exactly enough and exactly perfect for you in your journey. As we shift into this new cycle, this new moon, I often find myself saying, the new moon is a great time to start something new. New moon is a great time to initiate something, to start a project, to set intentions for what you hope to see in the coming weeks of your life. And that is very true, but I do invite you for this cycle to kind of start whatever you are starting from a place of acceptance. So even though we are, striving for more and striving to grow something, to build something, to start something, we do need to pursue those things from a place of compassion and a place of acceptance of ourselves. So before you set that intention, before you say, I am going to accomplish this month, just allow yourself the space to say, I am exactly where I am meant to be, and I am perfect as I am. And there is beauty in the present, and beauty in the stillness, and beauty in where I am right now. And sometimes just finding that peace, finding that contentment in the present moment ends up being our inner fire, almost our source of inspiration for what comes next, rather than our intention and our goals coming from a place of wanting, of needing more. maybe whatever's next on our path just comes from a place of love and acceptance for exactly where you are on the path in this moment. So I do invite and encourage you to just explore that idea, explore that acceptance, explore the idea of just being with yourself as you are. And that maybe that can be enough. Maybe that is enough in this moment. Or maybe it's not maybe, it is enough. Just allow that to be enough for you. I'll give you a moment of silence here to just be with that. And we'll start to just bring some awareness back to the body. So you can start by wiggling your fingers and toes a little bit and maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles a couple times just to start to bring some life back to your physical presence here. And then we'll shift out of this by taking the knees in towards the chest and just rocking over onto one side. And before you get all the way up, just pause here in the fetal position. Just allow yourself 3 to 5 more breaths here tops. Just let this be a shape where you give yourself a moment to express gratitude to yourself for showing up here for your practice today. Thanking your body, thanking your mind for committing to this. And then when you're ready, you can press up to our seated position and just meet me here in a comfortable seat with your hands at your heart. And we'll take one last breath here together. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Thank you so much for sharing this time and space with me this evening. Thank you for joining me for the new moon. The light in me sees, appreciates, and honors the light and love in you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. As mentioned at the beginning of class, this is a free class that I do every month during the new moon. I also do kind of a more mellow class during the full moon. So if you would like to continue to follow along, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That's where I post the most for reminders about my classes. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do everything on YouTube Live, so that would be kind of the place to be to get notifications and stuff when I'm going live. And I also have an email list on my website where you can sign up to receive email updates as well. So all of that should be in the description. And yeah, the my favorite number one thing that you can do to support me is subscribe to my YouTube channel because that is kind of what I'm trying to grow the most by offering these free classes and just trying to, grow my community and reach more people. So I appreciate it very much and feel free to reach out to me on any of my socials or anything if you have any questions. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I hope that this next moon cycle is beautiful and wonderful for you. So thank you again for joining me. And I think I've said this like 3 times now, but have a great night. Mwah.